Okay, so IndexNow is doing fine, but this whole Lastmod sitemap initiative is about what?
Yeah, so IndexNow, again, it's the ping mechanism.
Right.
And the sitemap is kind of a daily catch-up mechanism. So this says, when you do a ping, there is always something that may happen on your side, unfortunately, and on the Webmaster side. You may have a hiccup. No website is 100% available. In general, it's 99.7 something. There is different study on the internet that show that. And so there is always a hiccup. And so the sitemap is kind of, at the end of the day, you say, hey, what's on my site? And this is kind of this listing of all relevant URLs on the site. And so this is good because it helps us to get this snapshot. And ideally, this is, we try to understand, okay, this is what you tell us, what we should be indexing, and we compare to what we know. We do the delta to detect dead links, to potential dead links, to detect things that we may be normalization issues, or things that maybe we are overcalling. And this is kind of a study we did over the last weeks. This is to really look at one field that is the last modified date in the sitemaps. And we did a deep study, machine learning, a lot of data mining, to understand is it a useful field or not? We revisited that. We were looking at that, but really we were revisiting that because we try to really minimize crawling. And so what we discovered is that first, sitemaps, last modified date is adopted. Not everywhere, but clearly there is a big percentage. Don't remember top of my head the percentage.
Right. It was like 80. I think it was
something big percentage on sites that matter. Second is that there was good values in it. So mean that we were looking at the content, and so that the publication date, or we know that the content didn't change in the time we call it. And so we knew that it was good. There was just one common mistake done by webmasters. This is they were generating the sitemaps, and in the sitemaps, they were setting the last modified date at the time the sitemap was generated. So you can explore some sitemaps on the internet because you can find in robots text file. They are listed in general, and you can see this date that is always the same on the sitemaps. Right. And clearly this says, we do believe first that this was a mistake done on sitemap.org. So we co-own sitemap.org with Google, and we changed the text on sitemap.org to really specify that it's not the sitemap generation time, it's about the destination content time. So please set the
I saw it say a lot of sitemaps, when they update the sitemap, they just update the Lastmod date of the sitemap, but the mistake is you're supposed to update the date in the sitemap file of the URL that you're listing when that was modified.
Yeah, and this is hopefully this will help all search engines if you fix that to get a better precision and recall of this feature, helping search engine to really make advantage of it for crawling the whole internet and minimize the number of footprints or the number of URL we call on the internet. Right. So the future is all about really focusing on this frontier of new and updated content and slowing down crawling on this majority of the content that really do not change on the internet. We want to focus on this thing that keep being updated, new, updated, deleted, and really slow down elsewhere. We call that crawl efficiency. We want to crawl, and we measure crawl efficiency only. Crawl efficiency success means what we crawl have changed. If wheels didn't change, same content, it's bad. This is kind of Boolean, and we want to make sure that we maximize on crawl efficiency at the end.
Right. And just going back to Lastmod, if you guys constantly mess up that Lastmod date and constantly say the Lastmod date is today, when it's not today, you're going to not trust that, right?
Yeah, so we will first, the default algorithm will be, let's call that, it's modified.
Right.
And no, we see that it's not modified. So we completely discard this information to say, hey, this is not relevant. So it should not, what you should do is really help us to back off. If you help us, you will see less crawl in the future on this content that didn't modify. We will give you $1 back.
Right.
$1 of crawling that we do today. So it's a good thing for you to avoid been crawling your content.
And you're saving the planet.
Yeah, it is saving and this is few cents every day.
Yeah.
And you, at the end of the year, it's pretty big. Yeah.
Have you noticed probably can't talk about this, a cost savings with the rollout of IndexNow in Bing, or just your content is just growing so fast that you're really not saving?
Yeah, this is something, you will see me communicating on this topic over the following weeks, where one thing that we try to understand is what is the cost of crawling.
Right.
And we want clearly to minimize this cost because we want to be responsible and we want to lower the footprint of crawling on the internet to be more efficient and to crawl as appropriate. Everybody will benefit, not only from Bing, but we're also pushing other search engines by adopting IndexNow to really come to a model where if you have a content management system that is, let's say, IndexNow friendly and sitemap, Lastmod Date compatible,
right,
then we should do better. And clearly, this is trillions and trillions of URL fetched per year that will disappear, helping to reduce the crawl footprint from all the ecosystem. There is different study that show that kind of only 40% of the internet is human visiting pages.
Right.
And a lot of this traffic is a mix of real bots and fake bots,
right,
what's remaining. So at the end is, okay, if we can squeeze this 30-40% to near zero, because the number of pages on the internet does not change so much, there is only a frontier of pages that are changing, I think we can make a big impact for the whole industry and return a lot of CO2 back where it belongs and not in the air.
Yeah. Awesome. I see the huge benefit from a search engine's perspective in terms of crawling efficiency, in terms of the site owner's benefit of not having your site bogged down by bots,
yeah,
and saving resources there, and also getting your content indexed, yes, faster. My concern,
yes,
is what if they implement it wrong? Is there a mechanism in place where you guys, through big Webmaster tools or maybe an IndexNow, yeah, portal, to say, we are noticing you are not sending us all the updates because you're missing out on this structure on this side of your website?
This is where machine learning is there to help us. Mean that, again, we go really years ago away from basic heuristic. It's all about understanding and testing what we are thinking. Example on the IndexNow or sitemaps. We do not trust it fully. We will just, the expectation is not 100% is trusted. We want to lower the crawl and we want to maximize crawl efficiency.
Right.
And so maybe 5% of the URL will be fetched to verify the assumption, and we will change this URL every day to verify that.
But could you maybe build a feature in big Webmaster tools to say, hey, yes, we see you're using IndexNow,
yes,
but you're missing this?
Yes, yes.
Is that coming tomorrow?
This is coming in the following weeks, where we will start seeing evolution to the sitemap tool, reporting tool in Webmaster tool,
awesome,
where we will do more in this area to report on the sitemaps and desk coverage and feature like that. Yes.
So this video will be out after anyway, because I'm not probably publishing. It usually takes months for me to publish these videos because I have a queue, thankfully.
Yeah. But it's something that will keep evolving. I mean, Bing Webmaster tool is evolving, continue to evolve toward a tool that is will be AI based and will provide really a full understanding of a site.
Right.
We will go to this vision of you go to the home page and we only display the top 3 things or top 5 things that matter if they matter. So we should kind of stop telling people, go to that, go to that, go to that, go to that to see things. No, we want to help ourselves at Bing to understand what are the issues on the sites. And we want to help the same Webmaster to know, hey, maybe if you do IndexNow, this will really help us. If you do your last modification, the problem is crawling. So this is all this intelligence on the top of the data, where we will start surfacing soon over the following month, start to have some key insights, some key data points about really what are the top 3, 4, 5 issues, or 0 maybe. Everything is fine, or it's okay. This is, you can still improve your content, but at least it's okay. You don't have to prioritize content writing versus other things because you are in an okay state.
And IndexNow supports not just text content, it supports videos, it supports other things as well?
Yes, so this is ability to publish video, URL, JavaScript, CSS. This is about notification. After there is what search engine is using. And the more we received, like sitemaps, the more we receive broad signal, the better this is for us to leverage this data to make use at scale and to benefit from that. This is machine learning again. This is not, hey, your site is IndexNow, I turn some toggle. This is all, hey, your site is IndexNow compatible? Okay, great. Let's start to have a machine learning about it to see if this is a truly relevant signal or not. And so gradually, you will see evolution of crawling, evolution of indexing on your sites to ensure that at the end state will be, maybe it will take weeks, maybe it will take months, but the end state will be better indexing at Bing.
Interesting. I guess my last question, if we're done with IndexNow and crawling and efficiency, is you've been in this space for, like you said, 26 years in search. I'm just curious, just what do you think is like the next big thing in search?
So what we see is really, again, stages in machine learning and understanding of the whole industry is moving towards something that is exponential, more intelligent every 6 months this day. So we are at the stage where, again, it's not about basic heuristic, it's really about big data mining, big understanding of things, and to really satisfy the user in a way that we plot and we see curves of how relevant search engines are, and we see this trend that is kind of exponential. This is not really a plateau. This is not, hey, we become more relevant. We see this trend of exponential things. The same applies to crawling and things like this, where we become more intelligent at understanding sites, at knowing what to crawl and not crawl. You see less parameters in search engine because we are more able to collapse and understand the things. So we see this intelligence coming from the machine, from the human controlling the machine. And I do truly believe that at the end of the day, we are still in infancy. After all these years, we are still entering, maybe we are ending preschool. And so there is really a big opportunity to do far better. There is all classes of queries where Bing and other search engine satisfy the intent of the user. You query, again, I spoke about Facebook. You query for Facebook, you go to facebook.com. Okay, user is satisfied. Okay, great. Plenty of classes of queries where we are not yet there, but you can help by, again, IndexNow, sitemaps. This is really key ingredient, good foundation blocks that are helping us to get your content indexed. And after, this is all about you writing good quality content, adding good metadata in pages, all the things that are really helping search engine to really deeply understand your content. And then this is all about you at the end promoting this content, not only your sites. If your site is a silo, nobody heard about it, or maybe search engine don't know about it. If you start to evangelize your site, get traffic, then you get more traffic, and maybe you will be a superstar tomorrow.
Awesome. I deeply appreciate your time.
I
know you're a very busy guy. You're like you're a legend in this space. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. People want to follow you or learn more about you and stuff like that. Best way is Twitter or
Twitter, LinkedIn.
Microsoft owns LinkedIn. Just disclaimer there. Just joking. But you're very responsive on Twitter. I appreciate everything you do at conferences, all the content you produce, the IndexNow protocol, and all your help with the search industry in general. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome, bye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.